been a minute since we've done that, gents. Welcome to Sales Chatter, the logistics podcast where we aim to help 10,000 reps hit a million GP. I'm your co-host, Ryan Mohamed, aka the Logistics Monk. With me is my good friend, Dan Deigan. What's going on, brother, this morning?
Buddy, we got 2 times in a row just pretending to read. Going good, brother. Going good.
Happy to kind of
Let's
see. Cowboy, what's going on,
Jeff,
man?
I love that. He picks up the old Supply Chain magazine just as the thing's ending.
Yeah, like he's just looking at the ad, right, for that. But let's hit our intro video and then let's get into today. It's Funday Friday, gents.
Yes, it is.
Welcome to the HPLS podcast. Live, relevant, and high performance information, conversations, and education weekly.
So I didn't sleep last night wondering what questions Ryan's going to hit us with today.
I
was like, what is he going to hit us with today to make us go,
I got some good stuff. So before we even get started, what is going on? We have our amazing good friend join us every Friday and Wednesday, the Bodacious Cowboy. Jeff, what's going on in your world, my man?
Oh, nothing. Just getting ready for the holiday weekend. Sit back, relax, maybe do a few boating, kayaking, barbecue, a few beers, the normal stuff that happens on a holiday weekend. So,
oh, that's right, because you got your Memorial Day on Monday, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so you got a long 3-day weekend. So do we, Ryan. Aren't we taking a 3-day weekend?
Yeah, we're taking a 3-day. We gotta, we're North American, so if anything happens in Mexico, we'll definitely be taking those days off. But Dan,
we're gonna stick together on holidays. That's
sure. It's the 100%. Well, you know what? It's funny. We'll talk about this later on. But I remember my first Thanksgiving in the U.S. Working in logistics, and I was like, why is everything so slow in Canada? And then you realize down below, they basically run everything, so they sneeze and we have pneumonia, right? So it's kind of cool to kind of see what's going on. For me, Gens, what are we getting up to? We are on tomorrow. We're doing a dog event. Probably spend some more time outside, and then Sunday, I don't know if you guys have ever had this, but my wife and my sister and their girls are going on a trip next week, so I got to figure out what the hell I'm going to be doing for 7 days by myself and the 4 dogs.
Yes.
Probably a lot.
You know what, Ryan, I don't know. For me anyways, when my wife went away, it was like, I sat here and I'm like, like, what am I doing? And it's amazing because typically, like, I don't know about you, but we go out as couples. Like my wife and I will go out with friends. And so I'm like calling those friends and they're like, oh no, I'm doing this. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And I literally just stayed home and chilled by the pool. Like I did absolutely, but it was nice. Don't get me wrong. But like I said to you yesterday, I think it was, let's go have lunch next week. And you're like, the dogs. And then because you got a big drive to come see me, right? Like for when we meet for lunch and stuff, especially for Chandra's Roti Hut. Shout out to Chandra's and Mrs.
I know, an ex-sponsor. But Jeff, you mentioned last week, I think, that your wife and mother-in-law, I think, went away. So what was that weekend? We didn't get to catch up with you. What was that? What did that look like?
Oh, no honey-do list, nothing. I was like, oh yeah, baby, yeah.
Did the honey-do list get longer when she got back because you didn't do anything when she was gone?
No, because I did it all anyway. It was just one of those things. It's like a preemptive strike. You know what's going to happen, so you go and you do it anyway, and then this way you don't hear any lip. So it's like.
So in other words, she's trained you well.
What's that? Oh, she trained me well.
Yeah.
Shout out to Anthony as well, who got married last weekend. Welcome to the club.
Your wives did the same thing. Be honest.
Oh, 1,000%.
I haven't hit that yet, but we're only 4 years in, so I think maybe that 5 year.
No.
We'll definitely.
Ryan, you don't see it until one day you go, holy crap! The last 4 years, she's been training me to do that. You just wait. It's like one of these
grows with time.
Yes, and it's a really hilarious thing because you'll just one day. It's kind of like raising kids. Jeff, you could probably vouch for this too. It's like you're driving with your kid and your child's in the back seat, and you look up, and all of a sudden they're 10, and you're like, where did my 5-year-old girl go? And then you look up and they're like 16 and you're driving them to get their driver's license. And it's like, it's like, it just happens like this.
Crazy.
and it's nuts.
It's crazy. I mean, my
I
daughter's
remember talking
30
to my
years old, and she's
yeah, I
as
remember I
big as
remember
the
talking to my
first
dad, and not to get too, but talking to my dad because we still had to wipe the kids' butts, right? They were that young. And I'm like, Dad, I'm telling you, like, I want to throw up every time. I'm not good with like puke or anything like that unless it's mine. And he's like, Dan, before you know it, they're going to be. And I was like, yeah, okay, because it seems like the longest
Forever.
period of time raising a child, and all of a sudden now it's a whole new set of problems, right? Or challenges. I'm not going to say problems because it's easily solved. But yeah, Ryan, you'll see one day, buddy. All
Yeah,
of a
yeah,
sudden
yeah.
you're going to be like,
Yeah,
damn,
kid. You know, there'll always be your little girl or your little boy.
yeah.
You know, no matter if they're 40, 50, 30, 20, you always, you always think of them that way. For some reason, I don't know why, but I mean, it is what it is, because you don't want them to grow up, man. You really don't. You know,
My son's 23. He's like 6'1", right? I'm lucky if I'm 5'10", and
That's
I
generous.
yeah. Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate that.
yes,
So
Stacy, it happens with a blink of an eye.
it
So
does.
don't blink twice, man. Don't blink
And
twice.
yesterday I walked in the kitchen and I looked at him and I went, poke in his gut, and I'm like, "What you doing there, Chunky?" And he's like a rake. He's thin, and the look he gave me was like I was an alien, and I just kind of walked away. And both him and my wife stood there with this shock and awe look on their face. And he goes, Dad, what was that all about? I go, well, you're still my boy. He goes, I'm 23, Dad. I'm an adult. I go, yeah, no, never gonna change, buddy. Never gonna change.
And then
No.
he went and tweeted about it. My dad is weird. Hashtag LOL.
Yeah,
There we go.
yeah.
All right, boys.
My
Let's
dad's
get
a
into
goofball.
today. Let's get into today. Funday Fridays. But we do want to shout out. Two people want to shout out as they're watching with us. Stacy. Stacy's going to be here as a guest on Tuesday, and she will be here on Friday. Next Friday. Jeff, I don't know if you know about this, but we actually celebrated 400 followers yesterday on a LinkedIn page. So we're going to be doing giveaways. We're doing a big giveaway next Friday. So we got some cool things for everybody. We got some merch. I think some amazing things that Stacey's going to bring. So want to shout that out. Do keep that on there. But let's start with our question to go. And I think this one's a great one to start. And we'll start with the cowboy because I'd always love to hear what advice he always has to give. So what did you understand today about your life that you did not understand a year ago?
That all things are possible if you just keep your foot on the gas pedal and keep on driving that car as fast as you possibly can. That, there are no brakes, especially when you have your own business. I mean, you can't afford to lose fuel. Let's put it this way. You always have to gas up every single morning and keep moving forward, man.
I love that. I love that. You can't lose oil. I love that. Dano, what are your...
There's been a few. I'm just trying to think of probably give you one of the best ones. It's truly about balance. Regardless of how big your dreams are, it's about balance. Because I believe you can lose track of either your personal life or your business life fairly quickly.
Yes, sir.
I like that. I like that balance. For me, gents, I would think the big thing that happened to me yesterday was when I went to agent from where I was at. So I think that belief in yourself, understanding that, hey, maybe you do need to just pull the bungee cord and just jump for it, man. Everything's gonna work out the way it needs to work out. So I think that really comes into Dan as well, and especially with Jeff, where you're talking about your business. Just keep going. Keep going. I think Steve Harvey said in something, gents, that really resonated with this is like, if you're going through hell right now, why would you stop? Why don't you keep going? Why would you stay in hell? So regardless of whatever's kind of going on in your life,
you ain't the only one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You ain't the only
Steve
one.
Harvey, you ain't the only one. He left you. You ain't the only one. You unemployed. You ain't the only one that's broke.
Yeah.
I love Steve Harvey. He's awesome.
There we go. So Dan is actually working the comedy club this weekend on his impressions. So he'll be at Yuck Yucks and Aaron doing there.
I think there's 3 people attending.
Might be
family members that I made go.
Dog.
Love to kind of see this. I like this question quite a bit. So we'll start with Dano on this one. What do you admire most about your mother and father?
About my mother, it was her tenacity. Um, and about my father, it was probably his chillness. My dad always seemed, no matter what was going on, he was just chill. And my mother was always, if you got a goal, go for it, go for it, go for it, go for it. And her tenacity and never giving up.
I like that. I like that a lot. Cowboy.
My mom, just the love and care and empathy, and that you were more important than she was. She would just drop everything on a dime, no matter how busy that she was. And my dad, his work ethic, he worked until he was 80 years old. I mean, he was just that driving force, and to him, it wasn't work. He was in the banking industry too. I mean, big demands. And so I think I got the best of both worlds, seriously.
I like that. I like that when you talk, well, both of you. I think that's, you realize, as you guys were talking about children, I can't relate to that yet, but then as I'm getting older, I can see my parents when they were at my age, like raising us and stuff like that, and I'm like, oh crap, like there's nothing really, there's no manual to have kids, and they got it done. I think for my mom, I can't talk enough about my mom, but I just think her ability to really truly care, and it's not like the words, like she says I love you in different ways, and the different ways is like, have you eaten yet, what are you doing tonight, did you get home safe, just those things. And there's things for that. My dad, what I really really admire most about him, was his youthfulness. My dad was like 19 or 20, and my mom was like 24 when they had me. But being just my biggest memories of my dad was like when I went to soccer practice. I did basketball. We played basketball and hockey every single day, and he was going all in. He never like he was able to kind of go. And then I think about myself when I'm having kids much older now. I'm 34, so I'm thinking, hey, when my kids are like 5'10", I'll be like, oh, my back hurts a little bit or something like that. So, I'll kind of say that. But I think for both of them, I'm just happy as I get older. I get to see they're divorced now, but I get to see why they were together. They both bring two different things to a relationship and to a marriage, and it resonated with my sister and I can definitely see that. So, shout out to shout out to our parents, man. Our parents are
Yeah.
the best things in the world.
Absolutely.
Ryan, you said something there that really struck a chord because, your mom said, I love you in many different ways. Like, did you eat today? Did you do your homework? Did you do this? And when you were a kid, you probably didn't see that as love. You saw that as picking on you or bickering or nagging you. And it truly is one of the most divine signs of love.
Oh yeah.
Is that unequivocal caring. And it's not just about, health, it's vitality, it's mental, and all that. So I'm really happy that you said that because a lot of people don't take that as what it is, caring. They take it as nagging, right? And
Yes.
they take it as, my wife all the time, did you eat today? I said, yes, honey, I did. And I know it's for a bigger purpose. It's not just to nag. And you'll see.
You'll see.
When you have kids, they're going to think your wife's nagging when your wife says, did you eat today? Because they do. We all go through it. And I don't know if you went through it, Ryan. I'm sure you did. I'm sure, Jeff, you did. But I know there was a point in time in my childhood where it was like, Mom, just get off my back.
Yeah.
Just get
Leave
off
me
my
alone.
back.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, I just woke up. I'm hungover. I did not eat yet, but I'm going to eat right now. And then you have a piece of toast. And she's like, Dan, that's not going to get you your energy for the day. And I'm like, oh, Mom, it's ridiculous. Right. But now when you said that, it actually struck a chord. I'm like, wow, she was saying I love you because she cares about me having a vitality and energy and a healthy body.
Exactly.
Way to go. That's awesome, buddy, that you actually said that.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, Jeff, and one thing I love, one thing that struck with what you said was like, your dad worked till he was 80, at the banking, and you get different qualities and from your parents and everything like that. So I think that's awesome kind of thing. Jeff, we'll get to this one. Let's see what this one says. Da, 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 da. Okay, cool. This is kind of cool. Who would you like to forgive?
I'd like to forgive. Hmm. I would say myself. And I know that sounds a little odd, but sometimes you say things that you don't mean to say, or it comes out the wrong way, and you wish you never said it. So, you want to try to, like, turn back the pages and say, man, I shouldn't have said that. It's like that forgiving nature that you have to think before you speak sometimes, right? So I would say myself.
I like that. I think that's amazing because I'm thinking the same thing too, but I want to think of something differently. But Daniel, what do you got?
Would definitely be my stepsister Tracy. Um, I forgave her when I got sick for something that happened a decade and a half ago, and I wrote her out of my life and realized how egotistical and um, I'm not going to say evil, but just fucked up, I guess, that is. And it was something that she should never. So I actually, all my forgiveness came with my brother before he died, and then my stepsister. Um, it's the best thing you can do when you can forgive. Now, some things, I believe some things in life are unforgivable,
Yeah.
But that's, that's my personal opinion. But I would definitely say Tracy.
I would think it has to do with regrets too, Dan. Well, right? You don't
Yeah.
want to have those regrets, and while you're still here, you want to say what really needs to be said, and
Yeah.
not take it
Well,
to
we
the
don't really think like we don't think in terms of ending, right?
right.
And I was telling Ryan one day with my brother, like my brother and I were blood, and we didn't speak. I thought he was an idiot. I had no idea what his life was like in Edmonton, and then he got cancer. And I
Mm,
went out there and I sat down with him, and I realized he was a friggin' superstar, man. Like literally saved people's lives off the street. He was a really good friend. He loved, he cared, he talked about his family all the time. I didn't talk about him ever, ever. Like, and I felt horrible. And it's just, you start thinking in terms of there, and not to get morbid or anything, but there is an end, right? And reality is it could be today, it could be tomorrow, it could be 50 years from now, but
sure.
there is an end. And when you live with that, I couldn't imagine living with that without being able to have that conversation with my brother before he died. I couldn't even fathom it. I was
Right.
telling Ryan, like, I couldn't even fathom it. It was the best thing in life to sit there and talk with him. And you know what? Sometimes when you forgive people and you have a conversation, like Brian Byro says, when you're fully present, you
Yep.
find out, man, we're like brothers. We're like brother and sister. We're kin. I just didn't give you enough time for you to open up or whatever. You know what I mean? So yeah, but not to get too deep into it, but yeah, it'd
No,
definitely
no,
be
that
my sister, my
this is what.
stepsister.
Good questions there, Mr. Monk.
Yeah.
I'm
This is
telling you,
and by
man,
the way,
this is why you stay up at night because you're
I
like,
this is
what's
why
he
I
gonna
stay up at
ask
night. And
me?
for everybody who's watching here and hearing Dan talk about his brother, if you want to listen to the full episode, he was actually on my show, the Logistics Monk Show on YouTube. So definitely check that out on YouTube. It's an amazing conversation. You get to learn about Dan and his past year journey, and it's a great channel. I'm a little bit biased,
I
right? But I
think
think
it's a
it's
fantastic channel, brother.
No,
You are a great
absolutely.
interviewer. Like you dig into some deep stuff. Like I had to hold back from crying like 5 times when you were asking me questions, brother. And it's all so genuine and so just like authentic. I love it, man. I love it.
Well, Ryan's got
Appreciate you
that
having me on.
radio voice. That
we're trying, man. We've all done really well,
get
and
attracted to it.
oh, thank you. Thank you guys. I'll take my $20 e-transfer to me after
Yeah, yeah,
for
yeah.
the prize.
Yeah, I'll give you my address for that one.
Yeah, exactly. I'll send you. Yeah, give me your address. For me, the person I'd like to forgive, I'm gonna go with Jeff on this one. I really do want to forgive myself, for everything not understanding, from the previous question that everything happens for a reason.
Okay.
I am a God-fearing man, as you guys always know. Religion and faith is big to me, and sometimes I kind of question the big guy upstairs, and sometimes he's like, "Just wait and see, dummy." and it could be a couple days, it could be even life lessons that I'm learning right now. Shout out to life lessons and logistics, but it's things that are just happening that I need to understand that there's a process to this, and just enjoy life that the way it is and control the controllables. So I like to forgive myself, even though as much as I say that, it's a daily work in progress. Right. So
For
I'm
sure.
never going to have an end zone of like, oh my God, I've completely forgiven myself. I think like in sales too, when you're kind of like a hunter mentality, like all of us are here, and you have your own business, it's like you're always going to want more, whether it be more to give back or more for nice lavish things or just more for yourself. And it kind of comes from there. So not to tie that up, but that's
It's
me.
too, Ryan, right? You want to make more and you want to give back more.
There we
What
go.
you receive, you give. It's not all about taking. It's about returning the favor and giving something that maybe somebody else doesn't have. So I mean, that's the true meaning of life. You don't always have to be on that receiving side.
And I want the audience too. Like, we're out of the questions. I know we're answering it too, but we want to get your guys' feedback as well, so we can talk about it a little bit as well. So we're seeing Kat, we're seeing Anthony. Shout out to Anthony again. Got married last week. Great guy. And Stacey, let's hear what you guys got to say. So the next question that we're gonna get into, gents, I'm gonna pop it on the screen here. Let's get to some good vibes. But what are you most excited about in your life right now today? So nothing that's coming up, but something today that's going on. I'll start with Daniel.
I'll go. Today I get my CT scan. So I started one every 3 weeks, and then they moved to every month, and this is my first one for 3 months. So this is a big one to see what's changed in my neck and throat, and they're going to do head, neck, chest, all the way down to my torso. So very excited to get the results of that on Tuesday. That's why I'm going to miss Stacey. I apologize. I'm going to miss your show on Tuesday, but I will be back on Friday. But I've got a huge oncology appointment on Tuesday where we go over the CT scan. So I am super excited to get that done today to see how my body's healed. I can feel it.
And it will work out there.
Oh yeah. And it's, well, I mean, Jeff, I don't know if you heard, I can do 25 push-ups now in a row.
There you go.
So I'm like, my energy's coming back. But so a month ago when I used to push here, I used to throw up just because of the swelling. And now my voice, my Adam's apple is actually over to the right a bit. So I think there's still some swelling on the left, and I have a feeling that's going to move back. But I was saying to Ryan before we got on today that you can probably hear in my voice, it's cracky. But I've been going nonstop for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like trying to get back into business and get back into it. So
Sir.
for me, as much as it's cracky, it's a win, man. I've got a W.
It's a win,
like,
baby.
A W, man. And I'm talking like YMCA W. Because I'm up. I'm still here. And I'm not like, you know what I mean? Like it's and I'm not on, 45 milligrams of hydromorphine and all this stuff. Like I'm here, I'm alive, I'm doing it.
Present.
And
That's right.
oh, brother, I'm so excited about it in my life right now. Like every W, and I never used to look at W's. Like I used to look at the big W's, but never the little W's. And now, like every W, I'm looking at it.
They're the same size, baby.
That's mine.
It's the same letter.
Same
It's the
size.
Same letter, yeah. Uppercase, lowercase, doesn't matter. I love that.
I'm pumped for you there, Dan. I am, man.
Thanks,
I'm so
buddy.
happy for you.
Thanks.
I really am.
Thanks.
Your voice is coming back. It's stronger every single week. I can hear it. Even though you got this little crackle, nothing compared to like 6 months ago. I mean, no.
Oh, no.
No. Life and death.
And Christine still says I mumble, but I keep saying that she has trouble hearing.
Hands off. We're always going to take Christine's side on this one. But Cowboy, what do you?
Everyone
got
does, Ryan. Don't worry about it.
There you go.
What about you guys?
Yeah, let's hear what you got, Cowboy. What are you most excited for in your life right now today?
Right now, well, because it's business, I'm starting up a new mode. I won't go into it. I'm really excited to kick that baby off. I'm going to be hitting the road in 2 weeks, going door to door. We're building a new tool. It's all proprietary. I'm really looking forward to it. It's been something that's been in the works. It's that time where you just hesitate. And it's time to pull that trigger and you just go, do it. So I'm excited for that. I am absolutely stoked.
I love that. Congratulations, man. That's the one thing I want the audience to kind of understand too. Like all of us here, there's no finish line, and we say that so many times, but I don't want to stress on that. But I want to understand that, whether you look at a side hustle or you look at another additional stream of income that's coming in, always kind of be evolving. It never stays stagnant. So shout out to you both. Dan, you're gonna crush your CT scan today,
Yep.
and it's gonna be amazing. And Jeff, you're gonna crush it too when you go door to door. And you know what? I've missed that. I was telling Dan this, like many times we've talked about this, but I've been working from home prior to COVID, and I miss like having that face-to-face interaction where I might even go take a part-time job at like Best Buy or something like that, try to get back on the road and talk to people and, kind of have that little bit of actually sell, rather than being through a phone and stuff like that. But
yeah, become a greeter at Walmart.
Oh yeah, 100. No, those guys they're too nice, man. Like to check your receipts. And I'm not about that. I want to leave a good impression from there. But for me, what I'm most excited about in my life right now today is my wife leaving. No, I'm just joking. I think for me, she's not watching. By the way, she's not watching. No, you know what, gents? I think.
Hold on a second. I gotta write this down.
No. Please don't. Nobody, please don't screenshot this and send it to her. But I think for me,
I'm sending her to the show and saying, check out 27 minutes in. You might want to check that out.
Yeah, so I'll cut the episode. I'll delete it from all the platforms. I think for me, what I'm really excited about for today really is that we're coming up to end of. We're almost done this year, man. We're halfway done this year. I think June going forward is going to be an amazing ride. It's been an amazing ride up until now, but I really feel like Jeff was saying, you don't leak any oil. I think I want to hit the gas a little bit. I don't know if because Fast and the Furious came out last week, so I kind of want to put into NOS and go into overdrive, but I'm really excited. I really, really want to make a dent in what I'm kind of doing right now. So I'm excited, man. Big dreams, and want to get into some comments here from our amazing people that we always have here. Kat says she's improving the facility. She's working. So yesterday, gents, she made a LinkedIn post, an amazing video talking about her experiences going through logistics. One of the cool things that I really like that she does is that she gets commendments from all her carriers and her customers that she always talks to the drivers. She's always talking to them, asking them how they're doing. She's very driver centric, and it's definitely kudos to listen to people like Jeff, listen to people like Scott, all the amazing people. Dean has all been here, and other shows as well. Got Chris Jolly, Trey as well. But she kind of follows up by saying here, she was a terrible starting up, paying attention, complete confusion. But you got to learn, right? You got to learn
every day, every day.
Happy for you. Know what? You're gonna build amazing relationships simply by trying to improve things. If a driver sees you and says this person is trying, and it might not be it might not be
you did that
instantaneous, but when you try, people see it and drivers see it, and just that's all it is. Just you're doing way better than the person who just well, you know what? It's a 4-hour wait, so just deal with it.
Yeah. Send me type in the in and out times and send me the BOL. It's like no, it's not. It's not. It's not feasible. So shout out. You just never know who you're gonna make an influence on. What time we got? We got 28. Okay, we'll go with one more question from here. I think this one's really cool.
Let's make it a good one, but not a difficult one. All right. Last week just killed me.
I like this one. Oh, okay. Well, this okay. I can't guarantee anything, but let's go here. Actually, you know what? Let's show Mark's comment here. Was saying network. There we go. Actually, Mark and I were on a Teams call yesterday with our company, and just to hear the amazing, innovative ideas that the whole company has, Mark has, everybody there, it's just amazing. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm really excited for the end of the year because a little, you never know. It might be a little internal competition. I kind of miss those these days.
There you go.
So, I like Mark. Stay classy.
That's it.
Oh
stay classy, Alberta.
Stay classy.
You know what I like real quick. What I really like, I mean, I learned from the younger folks as well. It's a give and take. Sure. That's what's great about this industry. You stay on top of it because you've been in the business for a long time. Then you have the nuances that are coming in, and they have this different approach. And then when you start mingling the two and you start getting it to here, that's when really good shit happens, man. I mean, it really does. So, it's not learning from the people who have more experience and who are smarter. We all learn from each other. That's the biggest takeaway. We really do.
Will always be a big learner, right? And I think Dan has actually taught me that. It's ongoing learner. I say that with prospects, right? Like even when they tell me no, I learned this from Dan seriously. Like, hey, I'm an avid learner. I'm an ongoing learner. Just for my education, what does your service provider do so good that you're giving this amazing review? And then they're quick to spout. It's two ways, right? They're gonna quick to say the good things that you do, but then they might think like, hey, what do they really bring to me, right? And then you kind of get an opening there. But that's not the intention, you just ask a simple question and you kind of go from there. But gents,
Well, because if you can score a gem that they do and add it to your business, you've just improved your business.
Everybody wins, baby.
We're all in this together.
All in this together. And speaking of great segues, no, Dan, don't read that yet. But I love that segue. Yeah, perfect segue because we're all in this together. And in the words of Vin Diesel, everything is family. So this is going to be a family-oriented question, and we'll start with Dan first because he cheated and read. But let's see here. What is the most enjoyable thing your family has done together? So everybody. Together in the last 3 years, and I'll leave that open up to interpretation for everybody in the audience. Whatever you feel the question answers, you go for it.
So I would say probably just because of COVID and then me being sick last year, it was our trip just before COVID to the Dominican Republic. It was the first trip where my wife and I watched the kids 21 and 22, 23, like young adults, go off on their own and meet people from, Ontario, Quebec, Texas, California, and kind of found their own group at the all-inclusive. And it was really cool to sit back in a chair and kind of watch them interact and meet new people and see how that relationship has spawned over the last couple of years. Normally when we would go away, even if we'd be all inclusive, they wouldn't really meet anybody. And I don't know if it's just the resorts we chose and we just happened to choose this specific one. But for me, it was that watching from afar. And I remember saying to Christine, we did a good job raising these kids. Like you can see the respect they would give people and the people that worked at the resort, right? It wasn't like give me a beer. It was like mutual respect. And then all of a sudden they're friends with all the bartenders and they're friends with all the waiters. And by the end of the week, it was like, I don't want to go home. I don't want to go home. Where it was the first vacation besides Disney where they didn't want to go home. Every other vacation, it's like they want to get back to their boyfriend or girlfriend or, you know what I mean? That as a young adult, what you want. So that for me was probably the most enjoyable thing we've done together, to watch them be themselves, right? Because they're always a little different in front of their parents, but to watch them in their own element and to watch them like just, let loose and be themselves and not have to worry. And I think on the flip side, it was probably good for them that they could let loose knowing their parents were there because we are the type of parents we are. Right. Like, it's not like don't do that. Don't do, but for me, it was probably the biggest part was the respect and that they gave everyone that they met, like including everybody that worked there, the people that washed, the maids that washed the floor, the maids that cleaned their room, like just the respect they gave everyone at the resort. I was blown away.
Yes, PCT. There we go. That's awesome kind of thing. And I love that you said that because when we're looking at these are the things that you notice, right? And I think on the flip side, they're noticing things about you, right? And the things that they have. And that's why I want to end off on family question because it's having those like a little bit more deeper conversations with your family. Yeah. So Jeff, what is something the most enjoyable thing that your family has done together in the last 3 years?
I'll tell you what, and I'm going to come at you a different perspective because it all depends on the kid. And my daughter's 30, so I mean we haven't really had those type of family things that if we were much younger and stuff. My daughter has her own business, she's thriving, she's always working 7 days a week, or she's sleeping. So I mean, if you look at it like Dan's point of view, when you see your child working and thriving and doing great things for other people and helping other people, I mean, that's what we get out of being, hopefully good parents, because we really don't know, how good we are. Only we look at how they reflect off of what we've done, as parents, and if they're continuing to go down that road, with that respect and that determination, etc. So, yeah, I'm with Dan with this. I mean, would I like to? Of course. It's just finding that time to get everybody together.
Yeah, I think maybe we should get everybody on a vacation. We'll just rent a plane and we'll get everybody on vacation and go at the end of the year. I think
Call
it's.
for a board, throw our phones into the damn ocean. Forget about email.
But how are we gonna do sales chatter?
Yes.
We'll do sales chatter amongst
brother,
ourselves.
from the beach. We'll do it from the tiki hut at the beach. Get a whole table set up, cameras, three different directions. We'll have somebody on the switchboard.
Oh, that would be awesome. I think for me, guys, my wife and I, we moved into this home 2 years ago, and I think my relationships have gotten so much, not to say it was bad or anything like that. I love my parents, but just to understand like them coming over and hosting, I've realized that I've really loved hosting. So whether it be Mother's Day, Father's Day, any kind of like celebration, we love to host and legit just see them come here and just relax, and it's kind of cool. Like your parents get here, you're like quick to give them a drink, you're quick to, hey, eat something. We made some hors d'oeuvres and all that stuff. And just to kind of see that as opposed to when I was living at home and it's just like, okay, it was just a regular day or anything like that. So even though my parents are like, 5 minutes away from me, it's just that bond, a little munch. And we try to do like Sunday lunches together. Now that the weather is good, we'll be doing barbecues and stuff like that. So I think for me together is just getting together. And I do want to shout out like my wife's family as well. Like I just feel so much love, like I love my in-laws. They're amazing. I get to meet my little nephew. So when all of us, like my side and her side, can get together and just share laughs and share jokes and just share stories like what we're doing here right now, then I like take a step back and I'm like, damn, this is awesome. This is the best that I can. There's no better. People search so many places for heaven on earth and things like that. They go to like different vacations, or maybe they search like a different book or their jobs or anything like that. For me, it's just like this is my heaven on earth. So it's kind of cool to kind of see.
It's awesome, having the family over and having them all over and kind of standing in a corner and just watching.
Yeah,
and
not creepily though.
No, but just the joy, the energy, the harmony, the everything cool about it. Grandparents down to parents, down to kids, down to little kids, down to, you know what I mean? Everybody interacting with each other, playing with the dogs and everything. And you just kind of look back and you go, man, this is really cool. Really cool.
And time flies so much, man.
Brother.
Yeah, you're like 5-6 hours and you're like, oh, okay, well, and you're kind of sad when they're like, okay, we're gonna go get ready to leave. I'm like, why would you want to leave? You're having like the greatest time ever, But I remember as a kid going to like family's house and be like, can we go home? Can we go home? Can we go home? Yes. So you kind of see that from there. So
I want to play my video games.
Exactly. They don't have the video games there. That's awesome to see.
Yeah, sure.
But
I haven't beat the Matrix yet. I want to go home.
Yeah, I gotta talk to my friends. There we go. You gotta put that phone right. But no, I think this. I would encourage you both. You both shared really cool, vulnerable things, and I encourage you both and everybody in the audience. Do more of that. Like especially when you're talking about like your mom and parents or like your kids. Like make it a point today, like to tell your kids. Like I really like when you did this, or I noticed this about you, because you can. People always want to talk about making somebody's day. It's just like it's so easy to make your inner circle. Like I feel like to strangers, we can give a stranger a compliment faster than we can give our family a compliment. And it's just that break down that barrier. So can't thank you both enough. Cowboy, what do you got next week going on with your show?
Yeah, I got
Let me guess, surprise guest that you're holding close to your chest.
Always a mystery guest, but it's a good one. Like I said, CEOs, data guys, IT guys. It's going to be a great show. We're not having it on Monday, of course, because of Memorial Day here in the States. So it'll be on Tuesday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check us out. We'll be on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook. Great show.
So what you're saying is you've only done a couple of weeks and you're already taking a day off.
No. I mean, it's Memorial Day, man. I had to push it.
You got to remember.
I got my whole list. I'm all packed. I'm packed.
Boy.
Next.
There we go. That's awesome.
Happy for you, brother.
Yeah, but gotta see how things go. I think it's going to go well, and then I'll go to 2 days a week, and then 3, and we'll just move it up. But we're pacing ourselves.
Yeah, definitely pays yourself, and I think that's extremely important. Well, kudos to you, and thank you for always being a big supporter of what we do here. It's not
Always.
even like feeling like a guest when you kind of come on. It's just like family because you and I did this. You were here before, and like it's just awesome. So we just want to see all our people thrive. There's
Oh,
no
absolutely.
competition. There's no anything. We definitely love to see it
And
from
also
here.
the
So
audience, we want them to thrive as well. That's why they watch this show and
That's
mine.
the
So
mission.
that's it.
yep, that's
That's
the
the
mission,
mission.
baby. It is the mission. Dan, top three takeaways, but not for just today. Just top three takeaways of the week itself.
Top three takeaways of the week. Oh gosh, sometimes you got to slow down to speed up.
Hmm.
Definitely a big takeaway for me this week. Um, uh, you know, I think inspiration, motivation, drive is like showering. You gotta fill you fill yourself up every day. Just like you got to shower every day to stay clean. And the third one would probably be, things get real easy when you collab and great minds come together. And that was from when Ryan and I collabed at the beginning of the week. And within 30 minutes, we had so much figured out. And it was just like, great idea, great idea, great idea. What do you think of this? And it was kind of like far out. And it was like, so don't ever be afraid to express yourself or share what's going on with somebody you're collabing with or somebody you're like help mentoring with, accountability partners or whatever, because I think amazing things happen when you're vulnerable and open to constructive criticism.
Hmm.
I really do. We had some things happen this week with some testing users and stuff, and I've had some really great constructive criticism, and it's meant to make you better. And especially if you're an individual where this is your heart and soul and you've put everything you have into it. And somebody might say, well, have you ever da 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 da? And don't take it personally. It's not
No,
personal.
no.
It's just trying to make it better.
It's an
And
idea.
if it can make it better, yeah, if it can make it better, then your customers deserve you to do it. And I
Absolutely.
think in the end, that's the big thing, guys. Like, we talked about keep learning. Your customers deserve you to be learning every day. They
Yes, sir.
deserve that. You owe them that because you should be at the top of your game, at the front of the pack. And I think you owe that to your customers who count on you to do it, whatever it is, whether it move freight, whether it's software, whether it's a tool, whatever it is. You got to be the leader.
That's right.
And in order to do that, you're going to have criticism. You're going to have constructive criticism. You're going to have haters. You look at DAT and what they do on Tuesdays and the information they bring to the market and the amount of trolls that they have.
Oh,
And it's like, it is what it is, man.
it is.
What it is.
You'll have your haters and your lovers, man. I mean, that's the world in which we live in. Because if we all had all those winners, we wouldn't be talking here. We'd be trillionaires. I mean, seriously.
Yeah. We would do. Yeah, the sales chatter wouldn't be a thing, right? From there. So no, I really like those takeaways. I think it's really important for anybody who's watching this, whether you're watching this live or watching this on the replay, to really go in with that mindset. We challenge you to take these three takeaways and think about them on the weekend and come in, whether you're coming in on Monday or coming in on Tuesday, to use that, to apply that to yourself and see how that looks in your life. So this is Sales Chatter Live, the logistics podcast where we aim to help 10,000 reps hit 1 million GP. We are going to hit the replay again at 3 p.m. on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And like today's Funday Friday, we talked a lot about family. So please share this with your family. Share this with if you got kids. Share this with the Amazon driver. And like I said on Wednesday, gents, share this with your organic strawberry drivers because we all know this weekend is going to be a scorcher. So you're going to be eating those strawberries and cream. Dano, we've got some pretty big excitement. So can you tell everybody about a certain thing that we launched this week?
Yes, we officially launched our Sales Chatter YouTube page. So y'all go to YouTube, click subscribe because we've noticed that right there. Oh, Ryan did the old QR code, baby. Look at you. We noticed that the business pages on LinkedIn aren't really notifying people when we go live. So we wanted to make sure y'all are aware when we go live. I mean, most of you know it's 11 a.m. But click the subscribe button on YouTube. Go over to YouTube. Watch us on YouTube. Comment. We'll see your comments here. It's blocking Jeff. Oh, you got little shiny things going around it too. And then don't forget to check out our website, saleschatterlive.com. We're like on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio. Our podcast is broadcasting everywhere now. So check it out.
Nice.
There you go.
Whether you're coming back on Monday watching a replay or coming on Tuesday to watch our episodes, we'll see you guys back back excited next week. Crush your week. And gents, love you guys, and we'll see you guys.
Peace. Have a great weekend, folks.